Hey, thanks so much for listening to the show. If you're listening to us on one of the podcast sites or on YouTube, please subscribe, share this interview, hit the bell, whatever you can do to get this interview out. We'd really appreciate it. If you're listening to us on another platform, tell your friends and your family members about this. We'd appreciate that also. So we do have Cathay Reta on. She's an author and a speaker. She is going to be speaking about her book. It is Keep Walking Your Heart, and you'll see this in a minute when we turn the camera to her. Her book is Keep Walking, Your Heart Will Catch Up. And it's a really impressive story. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about 7 ways to reinvent yourself. We know a lot of people throughout COVID, Cathay, have been trying to do that, whether it's jobs or just life in general. So you're definitely the right person to have on to speak about these issues. So Cathay Reta, thanks so much for coming on today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm really happy to be here.
All right, so let's kick this around and talk about the book. Can you tell the viewers a little bit about the book in general and what made you want to write it?
Sure. It's a book about my pilgrimage on Spain's Camino de Santiago. That's the way of St. James. It's a network of trails that go across northern Spain and end up in the city of Santiago, where it's believed the remains of James, the apostle of Jesus, is buried. And so that's been walked for hundreds of years, since like the 10th century. And so I walked it in 2019 after my husband had passed away. We'd been married 33 years. And 3 years later, I was getting along okay, but I realized, what am I going to do with the next 30 years of my life? And I had heard about the Camino, and I decided I would walk it, that I would celebrate my 65th birthday on the Camino. And so I did, and it was quite a journey. It was much more, I thought it was going to be a mental activity, figuring out what to do with my life. It turned out to be very much a spiritual healing and a real deep cleansing for me. And I really appreciated that. And so at the end of that, I think I learned a lot of lessons. I just wanted to put in the book and share with others.
So what made you want to walk that trail specifically? Was this something that you were always thinking about, or was it just because of the passing of your husband?
I think more so because of the passing of my husband. Around the time that he was so ill, we had some friends that walked it, and they told us about it, and I thought it was interesting. I'd like to do it. I couldn't imagine I really could at that point. I've been very sedentary, working in offices, and hadn't been very physically active. And so the trail, the one I did, the French Way, is 483 miles.
Wow.
So I didn't think I could do it, but come around a year beforehand when I decided to, I started walking and, practicing and building up some strength on it, to the point that I hurt my heels. I walked too much, too fast, but still I went on with it. And, it's just I'd heard about it and began reading about it. It's kind of a mystical, I think a magical sort of trail where people just have life-changing type of experiences on it.
So can you speak about the trail in general, talk about people that you may have met and how that was inspiring to you?
Yes, the year I walked on it, there were about 350,000 people from around the world who also walked, and at least some portions of it. And that's one of the exciting things about it. You're meeting people from different parts of the world, and there's a bond that forms instantly because you're in the same going the same direction. You have some of the same goals, and it's just that people seem to be in a real gentle, vulnerable point at that. And so enjoyed that. And the walking trails, it's quite varied. Some of it's, I love these dirt trails with tree-lined trails. And other parts are going through sunflower fields or through wine vineyards. A eucalyptus forest was really beautiful. So there's really quite a bit of variety. Some of the lesser enjoyable parts are walking alongside the highway on an asphalt road. That's part of it. And you go up and down lots of hills, going lots of up and down along the way. And it's a well-structured trail where there's hostels along the way, places to stay. And so that makes it real doable also.
You know, how did the trail really reinvent you in general and going throughout that, you know, so many miles in that trip in general?
You know, it really, I think it broke me down to where I started to realize there's a place where we put, you know, our lives, we built up our expectations, and this is what I'm supposed to be like, and I do those things. And so it made me just really check those things and got in touch with myself, my true self, and my soul. And I think it took the physical difficulty of that trail along with the emotional stuff I was going through. I didn't realize that I hadn't processed the grief fully after my husband had passed. I'd suppressed a lot of it. So I did a lot of crying in those first few weeks, and that was very healing, but it was necessary. That let me get down to who I really am and to begin to live that more.
Lastly, we ask this to all of our guests. Can you give the audience a little bit of hope? Because obviously, like we've been saying throughout this interview, it's a crazy world right now, and everybody hates everybody. Everybody's fighting about all kinds of stuff. Give the audience some hope to end the interview.
I think there's always hope, and that hope starts from within you. So as you release yourself, that you're a gift to the world, and you're a great treasure, and you can find your way to work around whatever's covered you, kind of do a little excavating, find yourself, and bring that gift out to the world, because we need you. We need that hope that's in you, and then we all join together and things will be better.
Cathay Reta here on Fire Breathing Rob. Again, keep walking. Your heart will catch up. Where can people get the book and learn more about you, Cathay?
It's available at bookstores, also on Amazon, and you can get it at my website. So that's my name. It's www.cathayreta.com. And there I also have a blog. I invite you to join up for it. And there are it's inspiring words. It just comes out once a week, but I try to encourage people through those words. So if you're looking for a little encouragement, go to my website.
I know everybody's looking for encouragement and good words and vibes in general throughout this time of craziness in our country and the world. So Cathay Reta, again, go on the website again, cathayreta.com, and check out the website. Get the book if you can. And also, like she said, check out her blog. Cathay Reta, thanks so much for your time today. Greatly appreciate it.
Thank you, Rob. I was happy to be here.